What's up, guys? Smash that subscribe. We're going to be going over how to delete the blow-off valve on our RB20 over here. If you want to know the reason why, it's just to basically make the compressor surge when you let off throttle, so that way it makes a right. That's like our end goal, and basically all it does is just create more lag because you just slow down the compressor wheel on the turbo. So technically it's worse for performance, and then it's arguably worse for the turbo as well because it puts some pressure on the turbo there, eh? But we're gonna do it anyways because it's gonna sound super sicky, and it's also gonna make everything simple, and simple greater sign more complicated. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna get too technical about it because I know everybody's gonna argue about it in the comments anyways. But anyways, looking at this, so we have our blow-off valve over here, and so what it does is, you know, as soon as your throttle body, the little butterfly inside, is closed, then you have all this compressed air from the turbo coming in, right? So it's like, psh, this plate closes, and it's like, oh my god, where's the air gonna go? So then the air comes over here, and it's like, well, psh, right? And so what usually on an aftermarket blow-off valve, you like let off and it doesn't recirculate, so it'll just like psh, and it just like straight comes out here, right? That's where you get that psh, psh sound. But instead, how the OEM manufacturers have it, they make it recirculate. So basically it comes along here, right, goes along, comes right here, and then recirculates it back to the intake. So basically you have this like continuous loop when you let off throttle. So just by looking at this, what we're going to do is we're going to unbolt this, create a block off plate over here for where the blow off valve used to go, and then follow this line over here. We need to cap off the recirculation tube to the intake, and from the looks of it, this is all steel. So what I'll most likely do is just chop this and then weld like a cap off plate over here, mainly because it's going to be really hard to find like a specific plug like that, so I'll just cap this off. That's pretty much it, and then we'll just need to cap off the vacuum line on the intake manifold for wherever that thing was getting its vacuum source. Goodbye, blow off valve. No. Yeah, there you go, there's your intake manifold. There's a stock blow-off valve. You see that? Little spring in there. So this is a block-off plate when it's on throttle, and then off throttle. And then off throttle, when the plate closes, it opens up, and then your air dumps out right there. Wait, why am I deleting this one? Honestly, like, why am I deleting this when I could just easily leave it here? Like, sure doesn't make any fucking sense why I'm doing this. We got our center punch, 1/8 inch piece of steel, whatever drill bit to fit this. Okay, let me show you guys how to activate a cheat code. So you just click here, click there, click there, click there, two things. Hold this thing with your hand, and then just like that, you activated the cheat code, which is laziness level 69. So what you do is you run a bolt through the blow-off valve, right, through the one hole you already did, and now you already have your second hole mocked up perfectly. So yeah, there's your cheat code for laziness. If our cheat code works successfully, then boom, perfect holes. So I'm going to keep this blow-off valve bolted to this 1/8 inch piece of plate. Then I'm going to take my angle grinder, cut out this shape, and then use a flat disc to make it the perfect same exact shape as the blow-off valve, so it sits on there A1. Here comes the fun part. I gotta freehand it and just get that outline. So here we have our blow-off valve. You can see we just grind on the outside like that. Boom, easy. Touch a little bit on the blow-off valve itself, but not much. We have our two bolts. Obviously they line up, so we just gotta clean this up, put some RTV, stick it on, and easy peasy, just like that. Blow-off valve, block-off plate. I'm going to unbolt now the whole recirculation thing so that way I could weld the cap off on this metal hose right here. I've already undone all the clamps for all the hoses, so I just need this one 10 millimeter. Oh, that was extremely loose. There's one. Jeez. I'm gonna leave this line for the PCV, so I'll just cut this tab over here that's for that. And then as far as the blow-off valve goes, I'll leave this little connector piece as well on there just for support. Yeah, and then I'll cut right here and then weld my cap on so this no longer has anything going to it. Get this fucking done, boys. Oh yeah? Oh, that didn't last long. Touch up with the angle grinder. Be very cool. Sick. So I got a piece of 18 gauge steel cut out and I made it into a circle, so boom, goes right over the top. And I just gotta weld this. Stacking some tacks real fast, real quick, and just shave the top down a little bit. Now I'm just gonna spray some paint to prevent rusting. Gotta clean these out too with brake cleaner, and then I can bolt it up. So we have our blow-off valve recirculation tube welded up and shut. So that one's gonna go, boom, right there. Then we have our block-off plate painted as well. And this surface cleaned up, so we just gotta put some RTV on here and then bolt that up like so. I cleaned off this surface with a razor blade and then also went and scuffed it up with a red scuffing pad just to get it all clean. I got my ultra black gasket maker RTV from Permatex. Perfect. Lastly, I just got to block off the nipple for the vacuum source that the blow-off valve was getting. As you saw in the beginning, didn't have any vacuum line hooked up to it. When I look online, everyone seems to be having like a nipple right around here where they're getting their vacuum from for their OEM blow-off valve, which this doesn't seem to have anywhere that I can find. And the only other clue that I can seem to find is this nipple right here. So I'm just going to cap this off like that, done. But it may or may not be the line that went to the blow-off valve. So we'll find out later. All right, let's do a little summary. So we had the blow-off valve here, no longer there, made a block-off plate, boom, done. Then the blow-off valve was recirculating back into the intake. So we capped that off right there and welded that shut, you know, made this all clean. So this is all for the PCV and that's all capped off down there. All good there. Then after that, just capping off the vacuum source. So I'm gonna go with my gut and say it was off of this nipple. But yeah, just, you know, obviously follow your line back and cap that off, and that's it. Now we're gonna get some turbo flutter sounds. We're also gonna, you know, increase possibly the wear and tear on the turbo, and then we're also gonna increase lag when getting back on throttle after lifting off throttle. So yeah, more turbo lag and possibly more wear and tear on the turbo, just for some noises. So A1 right there, boys. So yeah, didn't mean to do a whole video on the blow-off back off. What the fuck did I just say? Didn't mean to do a whole video on the blow-off valve. Didn't mean to do a whole video on the blow-off valve delete, but it just kind of ended up being that way, and a little bit of a slow week too. Can't judge me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Majority of the week I've been focusing on the CNC. But anyways, I just got a few other stuff to hook up on the RB, so I think for the rest of the time I could probably get all the rest of the RB stuff in one video, probably except the intercooler brackets and doing the intercooler. So, but you guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you have notifications on for the video so that way you get notified when they actually come out, because that seems to be a recurring issue that no one's getting notified. So there's that. But yeah, hopefully it won't be lagging. We'll actually get some stuff hooked up next time. Bye.